Today we are going to talk about mise en place and why it is important. I'm Melissa with Two Chef Mission, and we've been offering personal chef services in the Orlando area since 2017. So let's jump into what is mise en place, and of course, why it's important. And we're also going to cover why does that matter for you? How could it be used in your life? So, mise en place means to put into place, which in the world of culinary means prepping ahead and making sure that when it comes to being prepared on your station or in the kitchen, that you have all of your ingredients, items, your prep, your equipment, everything is where it needs to be and ready for you to cook and make sure that everything runs smoothly. So, why is that important? One of the biggest reasons why it's going to be important is it makes everything flow smoothly. So, if you've ever been in a restaurant, right? Which, of course, we've all been to restaurants. But if you've ever been to one and you were like, this is going really slow, most likely they didn't have their mise en place. Or if they did, they didn't prep enough. Because if you have enough of everything that you're prepped, you can go smoothly from prep to cooking to plating to serving. And that is why it is super important in the culinary world. But then how does this fit into your world? Well, for all of us at home, it is super helpful for the fact that we all have to cook for ourselves, right? So if we are planning ahead and having all of our ingredients or all of our equipment or all of the things that we need for each recipe with us right there when we need it, it takes a lot less time to prep, cook, and get to eating. And this can be seen in a number of different ways. So if we're looking at mise en place in action, right, your first step is going to be looking at and reading through the recipe that you're going to be using. So you want to make sure that you know everything that is going on in the recipe, what's going to be going into the recipe, and what kind of equipment you would need. From there, you want to make sure that you have all of the ingredients that you need and get them organized. After that, it comes into prep and getting all of those ingredients prepped down to where they need to be. And then something that can be super helpful is setting them up, whether it's just next to your stove or if you put them on a sheet tray and have them kind of organized in the proper order of what they're going to be going into your recipe. It can go super quickly as you are in the cooking process. So then from there, you also want to make sure that you have all of the equipment that you need, which you're going to want to get all of that, set it up on your station, and then from there, you're going to start your cooking process. And having all of these steps in order is going to help make for some seamless cooking, which means that you spend less time in the kitchen and more time just enjoying your food. With your prep, some things that are going to be super helpful are having either some specific containers or bowls that you use to kind of keep your prepped ingredients organized. And this is something that as chefs, we utilize all the time, every day, always in the kitchen. We have everything set up in, whether it's in a cooler and it's in different sections or containers, it's all organized. It's all organized so that we can easily grab it and go, because it's all about speed as well as efficiency, and it's the most efficient to have everything organized in its own proper container. So having something set aside, whether it's, you can really use anything that you want. We have used anything from deli containers to mixing bowls, or even sometimes for us at home, we use our kids' bowls that they have their snacks in. We'll use whatever we have on hand. So it's really easy, but you can always grab some containers to have them set up specifically for this. So the next tip would be to, after you've read your recipe and kind of have your ingredients and everything, is maybe utilizing a prep list and trying that out, because something that we are always using for making sure that we are prepping the right things and having all of our mise en place is utilizing a prep list, which means that you're going to specifically set out, so let's say you're doing kind of some batch cooking where you might be doing multiple recipes. Well, you might need, let's say, diced onion in 3 different recipes. So having all of that in one space so you can see, okay, I need 3 diced onions, instead of reading 3 separate ingredient or 3 separate recipes and realizing, oh, I needed to dice onions 3 different times. And that may not be something that is necessary for everyone, but there are a number of our clients or any like that we've talked with and worked with and things like that do batch cooking. So having a prep list so that you have an exact, this is what I need and this is how much of it within all of your recipes, it just goes for a much more seamless prep. And that is also part of mise en place. And then our final tip would be to make sure when you are reading through your recipe to make sure that you have all of the equipment that you need. Not just that you have it next to you, but that you actually have it. Because it would suck to get into cooking and then realizing, oh, this says I need a strainer. I don't have that. Then you have to kind of wing it or figure out what you're going to do. And it's better to just know that you have all the equipment on hand. And finally, a little bit of a bonus tip is, while mise en place is a culinary term, it's definitely something that you could utilize in kind of every aspect of your life, because the whole point of it is kind of that plan ahead aspect. So you could look at it as something as simple as, so for us, we have 3 kids and 2 of them are in that school stage, right? We're just getting in. So if we're thinking mise en place, it's like, oh, well, what if we did that for planning them ahead for the next day? So picking out their outfits and getting their bags ready and maybe packing their snack or their lunch or things like that and making sure their water bottle is set. It's all the little things to get them prepared for going to school. So it's kind of just like your homework, right? So it's a very easy way to think, how could I fit this into some aspect of my life to kind of see how it fits? Because when you start looking at one thing, then you kind of see how it's everywhere around us and how mise en place is such a term that could be used anywhere in your life. Thanks for joining us on this mise en place video. And we hope that you enjoyed getting some tips and learning a bit more on this culinary term. If you are excited to learn some more about kitchen basics and getting more comfortable in your kitchen, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can see all of our videos to come. If you're looking for more kitchen basics, make sure to check out one of our recent videos on the difference between boiling, simmering, and stewing. And definitely check out the caption below or the details in this video for some additional resources and some tips on different equipment. And we will catch you guys in the next one.